Hello everybody, the gang's all here. We're having some tea. Tea time. Nice hot tea today. Boy, it was a long week at work, wasn't it? Seems like it should be Friday and it's not. I wanted to get caught up on some of my finds. This doesn't look like my usual, does it? It looks like a big mess. By the way, the gang is all here. Billy Bob is still glowing in the two golds. And this ring that Sheila got the other day, that's some kind of ring. She likes that. Those all came from the jewelry bags from the thrift I've been going by every day. And they don't have any. So it's been about 2 weeks. Of course, 2 weeks ago I bought, how many was it? 7 or 8, 6, and then a few days before that, about 5. So, but there are lots of garage sales, and they get people, donating all the time. This is a metal detecting, some metal detecting finds. This is aluminum. I think this is wood in here, so this is like the top of a cane, a walking stick, or a cane for an older person. This is the inside of a pocket watch. I did not find any precious metal. That's why they call me Clad Queen. I call myself Clad Queen. Here, then I found the pocket watch later, which I think this may be my first pocket watch. And this could have been silver, but it's not. I mean, look at all the rust, and it's silver plated. That's about it, but it's pretty cool. A lot of plating still on the top there. It's really cool. Dirt's falling out everywhere. This was like a little compact, some kind of a little lid. I think this is the bottom of it. What happened was, it's very hard to get permissions. I don't go door knocking to dig up people's yards. It's just too much effort. This says made in the USA. It's a small town, and it was hit hard in the 70s by all the, it was a metal detecting craze. I don't know what kind of tube that is, but this was a surface find. I like him. So there was several lots in a place that I knew was an old store at one time. And I saw some they look like gladiolas, but they're smaller, blooming around an old magnolia that was left there. And so I went by there and I dug up a few. And I don't know if this is old. I need to look it up, or if it's vintage or 70s, 90s. It says gong cord, C-O-R-D, G-O-N-G, gong cord. It's a little perfume bottle. I need to look that up. I keep forgetting. So I just dug that up and brought them home, and I hope they'll come up next year. It's a little insulator. This is like a dog tag. But anyway, it rained a lot. While I was out there looking for those little plants or digging them up, I found some marbles in situ. I had pictures of them, but I can't. In situ means the picture was like the way it was found. There's nothing like seeing a marble in the dirt. If y'all have found things, y'all know what I mean when y'all just look down and there's a surprise find. Many of you all have found marbles. So I picked these up, and then there was broken shards of little pottery, old pottery everywhere. So I'm like, this looks like several house sites were once here. So of course the next day I come back with the metal detector. No, I didn't have permission. So I parked in the shade of the big magnolia. I had my Olivia with me. And I'm out there a good 3 hours. I found a couple weeds. I haven't scraped it off. This was a 51. I don't know what the other dates are. They're very, very corroded. This one's very slick, so it's probably an old one. Some buttons. Here's the other marble. This is a bead of some sort. It was an older bead, vintage. So I'm standing there, I'm metal detecting, and a man walks up to me from the new laundromat that's on part of the Bulldoze property. They built a brand new laundromat with a little parking lot. And he walks up, and I knew he was the owner just by, he's like, Matt, can I help you? And now that's one way to get permission or not. To get shooed off or to get permission is just go ahead and start metal detecting. You know, since there weren't houses, and I just felt like it's just this big abandoned, pushed over lot. It was for sale. They were gonna come build. They're gonna come build something soon. I really like this find. This was a really neat find. I said, well, I mean, obviously he could tell what I was doing. I said, well, I found some marbles out here the other day. It just looks like there was some house sites here. And he said, no, ma'am, just one. It was the old McLean place. And I said, oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's good to know. And then he said, I said, well, I'd like permission. And he said, well, little lady, let me just tell you. I love this cat. That was a surface find. He said, we'll just check the gang. He said, if you'll just park on the parking lot instead of under that tree, I'm all right with it. And then he said, I don't know why he didn't want me under the tree, but he didn't. And I said, well, yes, sir, of course. And then he said, now, if there's no parking spots, I've got to have this parking lot available for these customers. I said, oh, yes, sir, absolutely. I will not come out on a busy laundry day like a Sunday or whatever. And then he walked off. So I don't think there's much out there. I'm trying to find a piece of silver, but there are a few wheats. He said he's found some old bottles out there. So anyway, that was all right. The dumpster. My truck was in the shop for a while, so I had my mom's car, so I could go undetected. And I think I don't know if I mentioned it or not on a video recently. But anyway, yeah, I think I did talk about my competition was broken down there with the hood up, and the guy from the jailbird came, and they were talking and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we've had rain off and on too, and he's been nice enough to leave me boxes and boxes of books. Well, maybe 3 boxes. Or tubs of plastic. He put some of them in a plastic tub, and he stretched a black trash bag on top of it. That was really nice of him. So I'm just looking with an open heart, even though I'd rather have the jewelry from there, and maybe one day he'll say something. But you know, I'd buy it from him, but we're not to that point. But anyway, this is one of the books. It's very clean, and look, it's perfect for it belonged to Mamaw Helen. And Heart Pages by Barbara I. Brown. We're just going to read changes today. I'll just get it to where y'all can see it. Changes. Prayer changes things. I've heard that all my life, and I know it's true. I've seen it happen, felt the power within when prayer is answered. Not all the answers were what I thought I wanted, but all were what God knew I needed. With each prayer lifted, my faith grew stronger, and trust became as natural as breath. So I know that prayer changes everything because it changes me. So that's our little devotional for tonight. And I'll see y'all. I'm hoping for Friday Night Lights. I do have a jewelry from the shopgoodwill.com if all else fails. So we will be having Friday Night Lights tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us.